Hey folks, I'm Alex Story with Skill Mammoth Digital, and today, is day 9 of me building my agency in public. I'm here from the couch. Just finished dinner. My daughter and wife are downstairs, just doing bedtime. But yeah, I mean, the update for today is, every single day, we go through these 4 questions, right? How much revenue did I make? What am I doing to get more of it? How am I keeping it with fulfillment? And then what am I doing from a strategy perspective inside the business? My company, Skill Mammoth Digital, is a website marketing and SEO company with a huge layer of AI and automation. That's kind of our differentiator. Smart websites is what we call them, websites that work for my clients. Our focus is typically home service and trades, but we do have professional services clients as well. So yeah, that's kind of our clientele. So, what did I make in the last 3 days? So this is a pretty big number, 37,013, shoring up from 33 yesterday. This is all recurring, so I'm hoping to continue to increase that. I do have one sale that's out right now, proposal. I have plenty of proposals out, but this is one of the proposals that I think is likely to close. It's a staffing agency, and they've got a lot of cooks in the kitchen, but last Thursday I met with one of their employees, I think their ops director, and I think they're ready to buy, right? So if they buy, that'll put me over 40K in the last 30 days. So that'll be pretty awesome. This will be my first official $40,000 month, which is awesome. Now keep in mind, this is all temporary money. It's one-time projects, it has built kind of that big 40K number. My MRR is closer to 13K, and I'd like to get that number higher, right? I think I want to close it to like 18K by November 1st. My wife is pregnant right now, and our son is due in late December, early January. So I just want to give plenty of runway so I can take the foot off the gas. I'd rather not be needing to make sales during those first months where my son is born. I'd love to, have enough money to delegate somebody to do a lot of this work for me. And yes, I'll come in for sales calls and whatnot to close stuff. And obviously I'll work, but I think, we could probably put the days of like 12, 14 hours a day behind us, hopefully by November 1st, right? Anyway, that's my goal. So what am I doing to get more money, right? So doing a lot of outbound prep, right? So I did, I scraped about 7,500 leads today and yesterday, and from less picked over places, so not Apollo leads. So I think my theory is that since it's a little bit harder to get these specific leads the way I did them, less people are going to be emailing these prospects. I also did a lot of enrichment and waterfall, stuff to just learn more about these people. So with websites, it's a little bit easier, but I scraped every single website, scraped all the Google Business Profile, did Ahrefs report just to find little nuances about every single customer that I can talk about in my copy, right? And running Fable through it right now to get some personalizations. The idea being that if I can get hyper personalized, I'll get a higher reply rate. But the trick is to kind of combine it with a good offer, because people aren't going to read it if they don't open it. So I got to get a good subject line, get a good first line, kill the spam words, and don't make it seem automated. So it's got to do a lot of work, and hopefully Fable can do that. I'll do a spot check for like 10 or 20 of them to see how it does, and then I'll go from there. But it should also theoretically help deliverability, because every single email will be unique. So it doesn't, the patterns won't be able to be picked up by Google and whatnot. Anyway, I'm not stopping at email. I am signing up for HeyReach. I'll probably do that tonight after this video. But signing up for HeyReach, I've got plenty of LinkedIn URLs now from that list. And I think I'm just going to run the same list through that. That way we have kind of like a multi-channel approach to it. And then I think I'm also going to turn on meta retargeting, just a few hundred a month right now. But yeah, that way if people check my website, they'll now see Skill Mammoth ads on Facebook and Instagram and Threads. So just a nudge, right? Just to get them back to booking. And there's an old marketing rule called the rule of 7, which leverages, that kind of thing. So that they see me, at least 3 times in their inbox, but they might not see every single one depending on how often they check their email and, if they read every single one. But with meta retargeting, they'll continue to see Skill Mammoth when they're scrolling their socials. And they'll also have a little bit more of an air of legitimacy too, because I'm not just somebody who's only doing cold email. They'll see, oh, holy cow, they do have like a pretty good presence. So I'll turn on meta retargeting. So what am I doing for fulfillment? Um, Lots and lots of work, man. So I got a lot of work I'm doing right now. I got like 16 tasks that are open right now. Got to get them done. So, but I did do some skill work to help me with some of the ongoing. I created two skills, one for monthly reporting, one for weekly reporting, and I've got those scheduled now. That do weekly reporting and client comms, pulling it from all my different places, so Ahrefs, Bright Local, and then custom research and insights to these clients. Also the Google Business Profile and the Google Search Console, just to kind of give them some more insights there. And then I love to automate all my ongoing fulfillment, so content, blogs, and Google Business posts, citations, so getting folks listed on directories and whatnot, and then cleaning it up too, and then backlinks. So either reaching out, doing blogger outreach, or responding to like hero inquiries, or ordering backlinks from different websites like runway, right? So that's kind of my next step. The more I can do to drive fulfillment near zero, the more I can scale, and also it increases the amount of clients I can manage at once before having to hire a full-time CSM. So that has a pretty nice margin, but also with my goal of kind of like, handing this off by November, at least some of the fulfillment work, I think that also gives them an easy job, right? Just run some skills and then show up to some monthly meetings and you're fine. All right, maybe VA instead too. So I might just hire someone to do content citation backlinks too, right? Like, it's not rocket science, right? It's literally, if I have a couple SOPs, there's just a couple things that they have to do. The content, there's a little bit of nuance because you have to do keyword research, but the citations and backlinks are pretty straightforward. And then, automate it or delegate it. Either way, it comes off my plate. Also, I'm fixing inside too. So for strategy, so I'm doing a couple things. I got a client app that I'm working on, and it's $4,000 in delivery. So I got a meeting with the point of contact on Thursday. It'll probably need some field testing and some revision, so probably at least a week of work on that before I get the $4,000. But that'll be a nice windfall too. And then Lawn Scale is a new SaaS that I'm working on. I've built the proof of concept for Lawn Scale for several clients already, which is just an instant estimate tool for lawn care providers that just measures property and then gets them a instant quote, so their customers can then be like, oh cool, I know it's going to be $300 for this application or whatever, right? So just to think of it like a smart lead magnet they can put on their site that people click on more often than contact us button. And the challenge is, in this market, I have something similar called Roof Mammoth, and I charge $1,000 a year or $99 a month, or sorry, $150 a month, and for that market it's great. You make one sale and you get the ROI like 10 times over, right? With Lawn Scale, it's a little bit higher volume, lower margin with mowing and FERT and whatnot. So I did add a whole bunch of other features into Lawn Scale. It's a bigger app, right? There's a light CRM in there. There's a crew control, so like it basically allows you to dispatch your crews. It auto maps like their route for the day, so like they know which places to go to for lawn care. So it's a little bit more fully featured than Roof Mammoth as far as like day to day, but to command that $150 a month price point, and at $1,000 a year, I'm pushing for the yearly, right, just to get folks locked in. I just want to make sure that it has tons and tons and tons of value and makes sense compared to the alternative SaaS that's out there, like the Jobbers and whatnot of the world. Anyway, but yeah, that's where we're at. 37K, one yes from 40K. The numbers climbing on recurring, and then now I just need that staffing agency to stop deliberating. See you tomorrow.